going to sleep in. Resting is good, but you need to eat. And getting your bandages changed too. How are you feeling, dear? That's good. And, sorry about last night. I know it was pretty rough last night with you, and... sorry, just a bit hard for me to look at you in the eyes right now. I'm not ashamed with what we did last night, just... I'm sorry that you had to see me like that. You are right. You did consent to us doing it. Thank you again. Well, let's get these old bandages off of you. I have the new wrappings here with me. Looks like your wounds are healing nicely. What? Oh, sorry, Jets. I never realized how delicate human female skin are. It's so soft and sensitive, unlike orc women's skin. I can even see where I accidentally bruised you when we got it on last night. I'm sorry. You sure it's fine? I don't know how long human women's skin can take this type of bruising. Alright, if you say so, Em. I brought some water with me to wash up your wounds. Let me clean your wounds up a bit. Last thing I want is for you to get inflamed from your wounds or infected. It's good to have you clean up here. A spa? What's that? So, it's similar to what I do? So it's like a sort of doctor that gives baths to their patients? Sorry. This is just a whole new concept for me, since I don't get to experience this type of treatment before. I see. So it's a type of place that gives relaxation. Interesting. If it'll help you distress and with your healing progress, I am here for you. I actually don't mind learning this whole spa concept. It's better than going around and throwing your anger everywhere. Yeah. It's something my culture upholds. Angers can be used for a few things. Elders tells us we can use it to relieve stress, but what happens when you can't use anger to relieve that type of stress the same way anymore? All that anger might end up hurting someone you care or love. Huh. I said it to the other orcs and they gave me weird looks. I just feel so alone. What? Oh, it's nothing, just mumbling to myself. I'm putting the new bandages on you now. Tell me if I'm doing it too tightly or anything, okay? Good girl. So, how are you faring with your mental healing? I'm sure it's still a huge struggle to overcome still. It's been almost a month since whatever happened to your village. You're slowly coping better? That's good. Just know that I'm here if you need comfort. Surrounding yourself with good people is a great way to start healing. Done. I know you're kind of limited besides having me as your companion, but I will be here to keep you company and help you with your struggle. And as for your wounds, I am happy that the medicine worked wonderfully on you. I actually heal you a bit faster with those wounds. Usually those takes about 2 months. Well, pretty happy it works. So what have you thought afterwards after you heal? You still want to stay with me? That makes me happy to hear. And I think it's perfect too, since I'm the black sheep of this tribe. No one will bother us that much. Huh? Oh, Yeah, I think a bit differently from others. Don't get me wrong, I love my roots and culture, and I will always find myself back to it, but I want to learn more. There's more to the outside world than our own little world here. So much is going on. So much war, bloodshed, greed. But this war, everyone and the elders think the war is something we shouldn't trouble ourselves too much with. I know the men have left to fight for the Demon Empress, but how long will that last? This war lasted before I was born. It's not some simple war where someone wants more land or resources. It just seems like it's full of revenge and anger. The demons, elves, and humans, they all hate each other's guts. I don't know much of their history, but I know that it's gonna repeat itself. I know the human faction took the elves as slaves and assassinated their important figure in the demon faction. I understand their hate, but it's not right to drag others into their own drama. Literally a bunch of rich people fighting and being overdramatic about this. I won't be surprised if the elves even try to overtake the human and have them as slaves just to get back at them. But these are newer generation of humans. They aren't like their ancestors who did that. Sadly, everyone has egos. Egos isn't always a bad thing. People use their ego to be stubborn and block out others, or not even open their minds to others. Everyone has an ego, you and me. It's not a terrible thing because it's what helps us figure out who we are as a person. Our personality, our need as a person, who we are. However, some take it to a whole nother level and think they're better and bigger than other people. I believe in being humble and reject pride. If all the 3 leaders of the faction accepted and kept an open mind, I'm sure things would go better and maybe even more differently than them resorting to war. But I don't understand their struggle either. I know I don't have any place to talk about it, but this issue that they have is dragging other factions in their murderous bloodshed. I do feel bad for the elves for being enslaved by humans for all those years, but to take it out on others who has nothing to do with that part of history just sounds like an excuse to kill anyone they see that isn't them. Same with the demon faction. The Demon Empress got upset that a human assassinated her former lover. I understand they were an important figure, but to lash out this war and keep her people suffering over one person? They all need to heal within themselves instead of lashing out and continuing a cycle. They don't need to forgive anyone. Forgiveness is something that is earned, not given freely. But they need to heal themselves, and this war? That is not the answer. It'll just continue other cycles and creating even more hate and trauma for anyone that isn't even involved in their own issues. I heard some news from the elders that a lot of men from our tribe, majority of them died. The wives here, I heard them cry and mourn so much. We get dragged into this stupid conflict, and for what? More lives to be taken? I just despise it so much. Sorry, I went on a rant about myself in this stupid war. You were even affected by it too. I'm sorry. You're a good human woman. There is some discrimination against human amongst a lot of tribe, but you're not what they say. Even I encounter a lot of unfavorable people, but I know that's not how everyone acts. I know better than that. And you helped me reinforce that belief I have that There is good in every faction. You just gotta find them. Like how I found you. Well, maybe us meeting could have been better. You not being almost dead and full of injuries, and, I'll stop talking, sorry. What I meant to say is, you're a really good listener. Thank you for listening to this orc's problems. It feels good letting all that out. Any more and I feel like I'll burst. No, I have no one in this tribe who will listen. I'm just an outsider who disrespect our teaching. I didn't do anything but question. We can continue this way of living of fleeing and moving to a certain location. But the war will catch up to us one day. And what? Just I wish other orcs will think of our future. Especially for the youngs. If this ever gets bad, I might have to convince the elder with all my life to take the tribe somewhere safe and try to get an audience with the demon empress. Sounds impossible though. But I don't want any more of this stupid war. Well, sorry for going on. I'll get you your meal. You're probably hungry like a rab wolf. I had some cooking. I'll grab you a bowl. Huh? You want to talk about last night? I mean, I don't know if you mean what you meant last night. Us being together and that you love me. I really don't know if it was just in the heat of the moment or not. You mean it? I love you too. You're a very beautiful woman, and I am happy that I have grown to love and appreciate you. These past few weeks, learning about you and seeing how you are as a person, it made me appreciate and grown affectionate towards you. I never felt this way for anyone. When I went around having fun with the other orcs, it just one night stand, no feelings behind it. Just doing the deed because it helped us relieve stress. With you, I still grown attached to you. This feeling. I guess this is what love is meant to feel like. I really am in love with you, pretty. I really do hope that I can still learn more about you and your past as we continue our journey with our relationship. You think I could be the next elder? Thanks. Maybe one day, but I doubt it. It is a nice thought, though. Well, I'll be back. I'll stay with you while you eat. And maybe I'll tell you some folklore from my tribe. I do love telling stories. And I love you. Thank you for accepting me for who I am. It really means a lot to me.